The United States is reportedly asking TSMC and Intel to start a joint venture, or TSMC face tariffs for their semiconductors. What is your opinion about this reporting?
Yeah, I think when I heard the first time about the potential tariffs on TSMC, I was actually quite surprised because I think we need to understand when you put the tariffs on, and I think they set it on a broader base on semiconductor, but you need to divide. So you have chips, you have kind of subsystem, and you have computing systems. And so it has not been really clear what is exactly targeted. But one thing what I can tell you, all three would affect American companies to a quite big extent. We are talking now about round about 50, 55 billion US dollar, which could be affected. So it's not clear what the Trump administration wants to put the tariffs on, pure chips, modules, or full systems.
And because these semiconductors are so vital to the economy and everyday technology, ultimately, North American businesses will still need these semiconductors. So, what can TSMC do in the instance of tariffs? Will they pass the cost down to consumers?
I think they will pass the tariffs down to the consumers. They cannot suck this up. So I think the point is like if there are tariffs which will be imposed, the end customer is normally the ones who has to pay the bill. Yeah. And especially, if there are no alternative to produce, and I have to say on large scale in the USA. So USA with the TSMC fabs, with the committed investment, which have been also attracted by the CHIPS Act from the USA. Now, recent reports basically say that the Trump administration potentially might also change some of the regulations looking forward, but potentially also backward. And I think this would be a bad sign because I think if companies make this decision based on a government statement, they rely on this because without these incentives, they probably would not have decided to build up a factory there because it's higher cost, higher labor cost.
TSMC will not be the only company affected by these proposed tariffs. There are other smaller but still vital semiconductor manufacturers in Taiwan. How would these other companies who do not have the weight that TSMC does react?
I mean, these companies, I really feel sorry for them because you are talking about companies, they have major process nodes. I mean, there I would use the term major process nodes above 20 nanometer, 25, 30 nanometer, which is used. Here you have on another front, extreme competition from China, because China has no access to the newest cutting edge technology. As you know, they cannot get EUV technology, but they find a way, for example, for DUV technology. Now, when the Taiwanese companies now, in additionally to this, are also faced with additional tariffs, moving to the USA or serving US customers, I think it's a lot of pressure for them. It's a huge challenge. I cannot imagine that it would make so much sense, to build up major process node factories in the USA on large scale. Not only because of the questioning, of the just focusing on this in the USA, but also knowing how much capacity has been built up the last 3 years in China.